Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So on Saturday it was officially announced that Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill will be reprising their roles as the 13th Doctor and Yaz respectively for some brand new Big Finish audios. An article on the www.doctor.tv website said, Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill return to Doctor Who in new 13th Doctor adventures. The Doctor and Yaz are off to see more of the universe in a new series of audio dramas from Big Finish. Big Finish Productions, in partnership with BBC Studios, today announces a full series of 13th Doctor audio dramas as Jodie Whittaker returns to the Whoniverse alongside Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan. First seen on screen in 2017, Jodie Whittaker made TV history as the first female incarnation of the beloved Time Lord in Doctor Who. Now she's back in a brand new series of 12 hour-long full cast audio adventures in time and space, due to be released from July 2025. By her side in the TARDIS, as ever, will be her best friend Yaz, once again played by Mandip Gill. Jodie Whittaker said, "I'm over the moon to be joining Big Finish for more adventures in the TARDIS. Recording the 13th Doctor and Yaz is a really lovely thing to revisit. One of the things Mandip and I used to love on Doctor Who was getting in, doing a new episode and meeting a brand new cast. I just can't wait to step back into the boots, pull on the coat and get cracking. One thing's for sure, it's going to be brilliant." Mandip Gill added, "Doctor has been a huge part of my career and personal life, and I am looking forward to seeing how I can further enrich my character through this exhilarating series. To be able to work with Jodie again is a dream come true. We have such a special friendship. I'm sure the recordings will be filled with laughter." Big Finish's chairman Jason Hay-Ellery said, "This year Big Finish is celebrating its 25th anniversary of producing full cast Doctor Who audio dramas. So when we were granted the license to create new stories set during the 13th Doctor's era, we immediately set to work. I am delighted that the imitable Jodie and Mandip have decided to return to their roles with us, and I'm excited to welcome them to Big Finish, alongside our two other forthcoming series for the Fugitive Doctor, played by Joe Martin, and The Master, played by Sacha Dhawan. 2025 has never looked brighter for the 13th Doctor and her fam." Big Finish's creative director Nicholas Briggs added, "Jodie and Mandip were so welcoming to me when I worked on set with them in a TV show, so I'm looking forward to repaying the compliment. They're lovely people and they're full of enthusiasm for this project." Doctor Who fans can now pre-order the 13th Doctor Adventures at bigfinish.com. The series is made up of 12 releases, which you can pre-order as a download for £9.99, or as a CD for £11.99 each, or you can save some money by pre-ordering them as a bundle, and as the article said, you can find them on Big Finish's website. I'm really happy about this. It's great to see another new series Doctor and companion join Big Finish for a new series of audios. I'm really intrigued by what Big Finish could do with 13 and Yaz. They do have a history of being able to add more development to characters that were so cruelly denied it on TV. Not that I'm saying I hated the Chris Chibnall era, but I do feel like there was a lot of potential for 13 and Yaz that was never fully realised during that time, especially in regards to the Phasmin side of things, as it felt like that came much closer to the surface a bit too late in some ways, although it was still fairly well done on TV, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I hope that we get to see, or rather hear, lots more development for both the 13th Doctor and Yaz. I would especially like it if it was just them travelling together as a TARDIS duo, as that's something that I don't think we got to see enough of on TV, and since it's only Jodie and Mandip that have been announced as returning for Big Finish, I do think it's likely that this is indeed going to be the case. I'm just so happy about this. It's great to see Big Finish taking the opportunity to do so much stuff with Chris Chibnall era characters, with these audios as well as those that will feature Sacha Dhawan's Master and Joe Martin's Fugitive Doctor. Speaking of the Fugitive Doctor at Big Finish, we also recently got the cover art and story details revealed for the final part of the Doctor Who Once and Future 60th Anniversary Multi-Doctor event. Yes, even though the 60th has already been and gone, Big Finish have still got one story left for the event. The story is called Once and Future Coda, the Final Act, and it will feature the Fugitive Doctor going up against the War Doctor, played by the brilliantly talented Jonathan Carley. As ever with the Once and Future audios, we also have two covers. One is for the standard edition and the other is for the limited edition, and both were made by Lee Johnson, just like all the other Once and Future covers, I believe. They both look absolutely wonderful. The synopsis for this story is the following. The Time War. Dealing with the repercussions of degeneration, the Doctor has a limited window of time to evade capture, recruit old allies, wage a war, and find out what's really going on. A warrior is being hunted by a mysterious stranger in a TARDIS. A rogue agent has been assigned a mission to eliminate a dangerous foe. This is a fight between a war criminal and a fugitive. A fight between doctors. I'm really curious in how Coda the Final Act is going to tie up the Once and Future series, and the idea of the War and Fugitive Doctors fighting each other sounds really intriguing and cool. It'll be interesting to have characters like Bernice Summerfield, Vienna Salvatore, Queen Elizabeth I, and the Vord also involved, even if it continues that feeling of Big Finish using a dartboard to decide which characters they should use and put together. And we've had another special Big Finish release announced recently, and that is The Curse of Time, a brand new 4th Doctor audio that will be released to mark 50 years of the longest serving, multicoloured scarf wearing and jelly baby obsessed Time Lord. The audio will see Tom Baker once again reprising his role as the 4th Doctor, alongside Sadie Miller, Elizabeth Sladen's daughter, and Christopher Naylor as Sarah Jane Smith and Harry Sullivan, respectively. The Curse of Time will apparently be set between the end of Revenge of the Cybermen and the start of Terror of the Zygons, and here's the synopsis for it. After being dragged through a rip in the time vortex, the TARDIS returns the Doctor, Sarah and Harry to Earth. They are in medieval times, but something strange is afoot. The villagers live in fear of the sinister Brotherhood, an order of monks that upholds the sacred laws. Then there's Faustus Black with his troupe of travelling players. What connects them is a terrible secret hidden in the Forbidden Forest, a cave from which nobody has ever returned. It's great that Big Finish is marking such an important anniversary in this way. Maybe it's not quite as grandiose as a massive multi-adventure box set could be, but I think Big Finish have done very well to go with something smaller than that. After all, just because it's one story instead of 4 or more, that doesn't mean that it's not still as special. I know there isn't much of a story gap between Revenge of the Cybermen and Terror of the Zygons. But that kind of fin hasn't ever stopped Big Finish before. So yeah, some really exciting releases from Big Finish coming up. And before I forget to mention the release dates, the 13th Doctor audios will start coming out in July 2025 with the first episode, and then each audio will be released every 2 months after that until the 12th and final one comes out in May 2027. The once and future Coda will come out this November, and the Curse of Time will be released a month later in December. But that isn't the only recent news I want to cover in this video. On Friday night, it was announced that for this year's San Diego Comic-Con there would be a special panel which would bring together Doctor Who showrunner Russell T Davies and Alex Kurtzman, executive producer for the whole Star Trek franchise. There was also an article about this on the www.doctorwho.tv website, which said the following: Star Trek and Doctor Who come together for inaugural Intergalactic Friendship Day on July the 30th. 2 of the universe's biggest franchises collide when Doctor Who and Star Trek come together to celebrate the inaugural Intergalactic Friendship Day on July 30th. Russell T Davies and Alex Kurtzman will kick off the celebration with an exclusive conversation at San Diego Comic-Con, plus a Friendship is Universal gallery experience featuring Star Trek and Doctor Who costumes and props in the Gaslamp Quarter. Through 15 Doctors and over 8 dozen brave captains, sci-fi fans have travelled on journeys spanning the cosmos. And on July 30th, fans will rejoice as the Doctor Who and Star Trek franchises come together to celebrate the creation of the inaugural Intergalactic Friendship Day. The celebration aligns with International Friendship Day, which was proclaimed in 2011 by the UN General Assembly, with the idea that friendship between peoples, countries, cultures and individuals can inspire peace efforts and build bridges between communities. Throughout both franchises' long histories, there have been numerous on-screen nods to each other that delight fans. And now the 2 pop culture titans, Doctor Who and Star Trek, are joining forces to spotlight shared values of friendship, hope and fandom with fan celebrations, digital activations and special giveaways. Intergalactic Friendship Panel, Star Trek X Doctor Who, Saturday, July 27th, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m, Room 6A. The collaboration will kick off at San Diego Comic-Con, where Alex Kurtzman, showrunner and executive producer at the helm of the Star Trek franchise, and Russell T Davies, showrunner and executive producer spearheading the Doctor Who Whoniverse, come together for an exclusive creator-to-creator conversation about the art of storytelling in alternate universes, and to celebrate the power of friendship. The SDCC Intergalactic Friendship Panel, Star Trek X Doctor Who, will be on Saturday, July 27th from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. in Room 6A, and will be moderated by Keisha Hatchett, staff editor of TV Line. Attendees to the creator conversation will each receive a special Doctor Who X Star Trek poster designed by artist Dusty Abell. Friendship is Universal gallery experience, Thursday, July 26th to Sunday, July 28th, 226 and 230 5th Avenue in Gaslamp Quarter. Under the banner of Friendship is Universal, Star Trek and Doctor Who will operate a special celebratory gallery experience at 226 and 230 5th Avenue in the Gaslamp Quarter of San Diego. The gallery experience will feature original costumes and props from across the storied histories of both, highlighting themes of friendship and shared values between the two universes. There will also be photo opportunities for fans, as well as special friendship bracelet giveaways. Friendship is Universal activation hours of operation are Thursday, July 25th through Saturday, July 27th, 11 AM to 8 PM, and Sunday, July 28th, 11 AM to 5 PM. Admission is free and no SDCC badge is required. Get ready and mark your dates in your captain's logs and 500-year diaries. Star Trek and Doctor Who come together for inaugural Intergalactic Friendship Day on July 30th, 2024. I'm really excited and intrigued by this. I love both Doctor Who and Star Trek, so I'm really happy that they are coming together like this. This does make me wonder whether we could perhaps see more of the two franchises working together in the near future. Perhaps we could even get some kind of crossover between the two in a TV episode one day. That's one of the few crossovers I would actually be okay with. I know it's happened before in the comics, but it would be great if it happened on TV as well. I don't necessarily think this will happen immediately though, and it's still a bit of wishful thinking in general, I must admit. But I would love to see it happen one day. But this is still very interesting, and I hope we get to see more of this kind of thing at SDCC in the years to come. I won't be able to go to this myself, but if you are going to San Diego Comic Con, then please let me know whether you'll be checking this out or not. But yeah, so this is obviously just a thing to bring together two talented creatives involved in two of the most successful and long-running sci-fi franchises. But it's still great to see Doctor Who and Star Trek come together in some form. And I forgot to mention this in my last news reaction video, but there were some rumours a few weeks ago that Freema Agyeman could be returning as Martha Jones to lead a new spin-off. This comes from a user on Gallifrey Base, who said that she would be leading the previously rumoured War Between the Land and the Sea spin-off. She will apparently be joined by Gemma Redgrave's Kate Stewart, Ruth Madley's Shirley Ann Bingham, and Bonnie Lamford's Mel Bush, along with the rest of UNIT. This user also said that whilst the Sea Devils will indeed be in the show, they won't be the main focus. The spin-off will apparently be set in a present-day rural English village. Fans have also spotted some online CVs which give a few more details for this spin-off as well. It will supposedly be comprised of 5 60-minute episodes and will air on BBC One and BBC iPlayer in the UK. It will also be directed by Dylan Holmes Williams, who previously directed both 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble, arguably two of the best episodes of the recent series. It might seem strange that I'm reporting on some stuff that a forum user has said, but this user has apparently been proven correct with a few things in the past, such as the opening sequence for Space Babies and the football pitch scene in 73 Yards. But I would still take this with a lot of salt for the time being, until we get some official confirmation from the BBC. But if it is true, then I would be more interested in the spin-off. Having Martha rightfully lead it would be great to see, as she deserves her own spin-off, and it would tie in well with what Russell has done with spin-offs in the past, where he has a character from the main show's past being front and centre, to help introduce the new show to viewers and fans alike. I hope we get to see Freema Agyeman back as Martha in the main show, before this potential spin-off airs, so that she can be reintroduced to us, and we can see what she's been up to since her last appearance in The End of Time, and it would make sense for her to be another old companion that UNIT has recruited, as if we can have Mel, Tegan and Ace, why not Martha too? And it would be great to see her interact with Nshuti's 15th Doctor. And lastly, sticking to Gallifrey base, some small details were leaked about next year's Season 2, aka Series 15. According to these leaks, it will air a bit earlier in the year than Season 1 did, starting on the 28th of March 2025 and finishing on the 16th of May. Due to this information coming from the recent Disney hack, it could indeed be true, and it doesn't sound all that implausible anyway, but we'll have to wait until next year to find out. So yeah, there's my thoughts on all of this recent news. There's been quite a lot to get through actually, so I hope this video hasn't seemed too all over the place. But what do you think about all of this? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching, hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. And I shall see you all in another video. So until next time, bye bye!